So a few months ago, I was working with a boxer called Daire who had to cut 6.5 kilograms on the week of the fight to make weight. The weight for this fight was 75.5 kilograms, and I'm going to tell you in this video how we actually did that and got him on weight for his fight. Now, we actually ended up drawing this fight in the end, but the cut that we did was very organised and strategised, and it's something that you could probably make use of for your next fight to make things easier. So what we did is we actually prepared a structure for him. So the main thing that we started doing is on the Sunday of the week of the fight, we started water loading his body with 7.5 litres of water. We did that for 2 days, then we brought it down to 4 litres, then to 1 litre, and then virtually no water until we'd weighed in. What we also did is, on the week of the fight, starting from the Sunday, we started manipulating his diet to put him on a low residue. So what we mean by that is we started changing his carbohydrate intake, his fibre intake, his sodium intake, and we lowered his food volume. Specifically what we did is we lowered his carbohydrates to 50 to 75 grams, we lowered his sodium and salt to 500 to 1000 milligrams, and then his fibre came down to 10 grams. And what we also made sure that we did is with his meals, he started eating as early as he possibly could during the day, and he finished his last meal early, so around 4:30 to 5 in the evening he finished his last meal, okay? And these changes to his diet was made. We kept his calories around 1,800 because we wanted to still pull some weight off, but we didn't want to eat in a too energy restricted state, so that was really good for his body. The most important thing that we did to actually help him cut the weight was obviously the sweating methods. So we used the sauna, we used light runs, we used jogs, and we used different methods like on the bike with the sauna suit. And what we did is we did this until we got his body weight down to the required amount, and he had to lose around 1.5 kilogram the day before the fight, and then we actually successfully cut the weight. But the most important task that we had now after the weigh-in was rehydrating and getting all that fuel back into his body, and I'm going to tell you how we did that now. So what we did is we understood that he needed to replace 150% of the fluid that he lost during the weight cut. So what that meant was straight away he had to consume a Pedialyte solution. Now what's really good about a Pedialyte is it's very high in sodium, potassium, chloride, and it's got amounts of magnesium as well. That's going to replenish his electrolyte levels rapidly. So he consumed that within 15 minutes. He only had around 500 mils, okay? Then after that, he started to hydrate with coconut water for the first hour, and then he was sipping on 1 litre of fluid for every hour to make sure that he was retaining the necessary amount. For every litre of fluid, he used 1 electrolyte tablet, which was really important. So we was making sure that his hydration needs were being met. So when he actually had that Pedialyte solution, and then in between that and the coconut water he was going to have for the first hour, we started to introduce carbohydrates gradually. So we started off with salt and vinegar Pringles, then we started introducing things like chocolate waffles, rice cakes, and we gradually built it up to solid food so he can actually replenish his glycogen stores. And the good thing about this setup was it was a day before weigh, so we could actually start to introduce some bigger meals the later on we got in the day. So he ended up replenishing with around 605 all the way up to 906 grams of carbohydrates, and he'd done this successfully. And on the day of the fight, all he did was consume 6 to 7 grams of carbs per kilogram of body weight and use 35 to 45 mils of fluid to hydrate, and he ended up drawing this fight in the end. However, we did this weight cut perfectly, and I could not be any more pleased with the way that it happened, okay?